Did you know that humans have been around for over 300,000 years? Our ancestors thrived in prehistoric times, and yet there's so much we don't understand about them. From how they lived, how they spent their time, and what they ate. Join us as we uncover the secrets of prehistoric living and learn about the rich culture of early humans. Get ready to be amazed by what life was like a million years ago. As the climate changed, they migrated to new areas and developed new tools and techniques to hunt and gather food. They also had to contend with natural disasters and diseases, but they were able to recover and rebuild their communities. Their resilience in the face of adversity is truly remarkable. Humans are highly adaptable and intelligent creatures, and our ancestors used their intelligence to their advantage. They were able to survive and thrive in a rapidly changing world by embracing change, working together, developing new tools, and thinking strategically. Their story is one of resilience, cooperation, and innovation, and it's a story that has been repeated throughout human history. They were able to learn from their experiences and develop new strategies for hunting, gathering, and surviving. They also had the ability to plan ahead and make decisions that would benefit them in the long term. These objects weren't just functional, they were also beautiful works of art. Grave goods such as jewelry. Ornaments and weapons can tell us a lot about the beliefs and values of a culture. For example, the discovery of a flint and steel set buried with a skeleton suggests that the individual was important in their community. After all, they wouldn't have been buried with such valuable items if they were just an ordinary person. Perhaps you picture a hearty meal of meat and vegetables, or maybe you envision a fruit salad for a lighter fare. Truth, the diet of early humans was likely a mix of everything. For example, the Ishango bone is a small fragment of a baboon's femur that was found in a prehistoric campsite in Zaire. Meat from large game animals became a staple of their diet, but they also ate smaller animals such as rodents and birds. They were nomadic, constantly on the move to find sustenance for themselves and their families. But they were resourceful and found ways to survive even in the toughest conditions. During times of food scarcity, they turned to fishing and shellfish gathering, or to hunting smaller animals such as rodents. Fishing and shellfish gathering became common practices along coastlines and rivers, providing essential sources of protein and nutrients. By studying early human culture, we can learn about our roots and gain a deeper understanding of what makes us who we are today. The ability to control fire was a significant development in the history of early humans. We'll continue to explore the mysteries of the past and bring history to life for you. Don't forget to like and share if you learned something new. Till next time, keep asking questions and keep exploring the world around you. Who knows what amazing discoveries await you? It allowed them to cook their food, which made it easier to digest and more nutritious. Fire also provided warmth and light, making it easier to survive in colder climates and extending their active hours into the night. So the next time you see an ancient artifact at a museum, take a moment to appreciate the story it tells and the light it sheds on our fascinating past. First and foremost, they were opportunistic eaters, taking advantage of whatever food sources were available to them. They were also incredibly resilient, adapting to times of plenty and scarcity. And they were resourceful, using their skills and knowledge to find food even in the toughest conditions. Finally, they were adventurous eaters, trying new foods and expanding their diets as they explored new territories. Their willingness to try new things may have been one of the key factors in their survival, and ultimately their success as a species. It's believed that the person who owned the bone carved a series of lines and dots into it to keep track of lunar cycles, or perhaps even to tell time. To answer these questions, archaeologists and anthropologists have been digging up fossils and artifacts for decades, and what they've uncovered is nothing short of fascinating. They hunted animals such as bison, reindeer, and wild boar, whose remains have been found near prehistoric campsites. Evidence suggests that they used spears and other weapons to capture their prey, and that they often worked together in groups to bring down large animals. Cave paintings are some of the oldest forms of art, and they provide a window into the minds of our ancestors. Early humans also gathered berries, nuts, fruits, and vegetables. They collected wild plants such as berries, cherries, and plums, as well as edible roots and tubers. These plants provided essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber to their diet, and likely played an important role in their overall health. Many of these paintings depict animals that were hunted for food, but others show scenes of everyday life or abstract patterns. Some researchers believe that cave art was used as a form of communication, while others think it served a religious or spiritual purpose. This intelligence allowed them to thrive in a changing world and ultimately led to the development of human civilization. Their daily lives, traditions, and even eating habits remain shrouded in mystery. But recent discoveries are shedding light on what it was really like to live back then. It's hard to fathom now, but that was the reality for our ancestors who lived 1,000,000 years ago. Despite the challenges, they managed to not only survive but thrive in a rapidly changing world. So how did they do it? And in this episode, we will explore 3 fascinating aspects of our ancestors' lives. The secrets of prehistoric living. How our ancestors thrived 1,000,000 years ago. Humans are social creatures by nature, and our ancestors relied on their social networks to survive. They lived in small groups and shared resources and knowledge with each other. They also had to work together to hunt large animals and defend themselves against predators. Their ability to cooperate and communicate effectively was crucial to their survival. Imagine living in a world without modern conveniences or technology. One of the key factors in their survival was their ability to adapt. Another important aspect of their survival was their social structure. Technology was also a critical factor in the survival of our ancestors. They were constantly developing new tools and techniques to help them survive. They invented the spear, which allowed them to hunt more efficiently. They also learned how to control fire, which provided them with warmth, light, and a way to cook their food. These technological advancements helped them to thrive in a variety of environments and gave them an edge over other species. But perhaps the most important factor in the survival of our ancestors was their intelligence. Their ability to adapt, their social structure, their technology, and their intelligence were all critical factors in the survival of our ancestors. Uncovering the culture of early humans, a journey to our roots. Have you ever wondered what life was like for early humans? What did they do for fun? What were their rituals and beliefs? One of the most intriguing aspects of early human culture is their art. Early humans also created intricate tools and weapons made from stone, bone, and metal. But perhaps the most telling artifacts are those that have been found in burial sites. Each artifact tells us a little bit more about the people who came before us and helps us to piece together the puzzle of human history. Feasting like a caveman. What did our ancestors really eat? What comes to mind when you think of what cavemen ate? The Paleolithic era, which lasted from roughly 2.6 million to 10,000 years ago, saw our ancestors gradually develop more advanced tools that enabled them to access new food sources. Early humans were also skilled hunters, and they tracked and pursued their prey across vast territories. But meat wasn't the only thing on the menu. As the climate warmed and new plants and animals appeared, early humans followed the herds and flocks, migrating to new territories in search of food. It wasn't always easy to find enough food. There were times of plenty and times of scarcity, and early humans had to adapt to these changes. Let's not forget about the role of fire. So what can we learn from the eating habits of early humans? If you enjoyed this journey through prehistoric times, stay tuned for more episodes. Kindly subscribe, like, and share.